Should we just get into it? Let's do it, chat.
I'm currently getting over a stomach bug, and as I was laying on my bathroom floor last night thinking that was the end for me, I remembered a Super Rolled podcast episode where Jenna said you scream puke. It gave me enough of the giggles to survive. Just thought you should know.
I'm gonna think about that next time. Happy to help, to be honest. Are we all ready for this? Are we ready to go? We got episode 3 to talk about. 30 slides you already saw, bro? Chat, you're not supposed to look? Okay. Episode 3. Oh God, bro. Well, episode 3 was so sad at the beginning. Okay, hold on. Are we all good? Everyone's ready for spoilers and the Last of Us discussions? Yeah, we're good. I don't want to zoom in before people are ready. So I'm going to audibly say it. We are going into The Last of Us episode 3, season 2, episode 3 discussion right now. If you are not up to date or don't want to be spoiled, mute us, click away. We'll be back probably in like 30 minutes with gaming. All right, here we go. All right, so just horribly sad, and like a different storytelling of the death from last episode. We got a new storytelling of Joel passing, because it doesn't, you play the game, you have that experience in that scene, and you have this like black screen and loading into another, I think it jumps right away in time. Like you don't get any moment after that. So we get to process it differently in the show. So we watch Tommy look at his brother's body and just mourn it and just stare for a second. He's in the name of the room that has the bodies before they get incinerated, and it's just really dark. And had me crying in the club, to be honest. Especially when Tommy said this. Wasn't ready for that line, you know? Like, Jesus, that was a rough line. I out loud, I was like, oh my God, bro. I could not believe he said that to him. Yeah, something about a scene of a family member burying another family member after the death has happened, hours, maybe days. That's just like the logistics of a real death, you know, having to go through this part of it. Whereas we hadn't really gone through that before, so. Then we're just thrown right into this sequence. It's like, okay, episode 3 was like, okay, we traumatized you. Here's 5 minutes of a recap to relive all that trauma in a new way, and then we'll move forward. And so we had the scene with Tommy and Joel's body, and then we had the scene with Ellie waking up after having been brought into Jackson under the care of the medical staff, removed from the whole scene of the crime, wakes up, can't believe it's real. Fully can't even believe it's real, just screams. Brutal. Just brutal. And then they're like, okay, intro. A lot of people I didn't catch it because I skipped the intro because I was doing this, but they changed the intro. No longer has a silhouette of Joel and Ellie, just has a silhouette of Ellie. No more Joel, which is appropriate because season 2 this is the beginning of Ellie's path and journey and story, even though it's the end of Joel's. I loved when Ellie says this: your final moment with someone doesn't define your whole time with them. And then we had Gail being hella real all episode long again. Like, I sort of feel like Gail is this anchor for us that keeps us grounded in reality of like, yeah, shit's pretty horrible right now, and there's like flesh-eating, floor-crawling freaks, you know, miles from here, and then there's like groups of people with guns that want to kill us and we don't know when. But also, like, I'm gonna keep it real with everyone. And I'm gonna call it like I see it, and I'm gonna participate here because I want to stay alive. But like, and it sort of feels like she's almost like a fourth wall break, because she's just like sort of speaking reason in every scene she's in. I overthought the hell out of this part because chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's clear. I'm wrong here. I think as I say it, I'm realizing it. But in the game, when you get the watch, or you wear the watch as Ellie, it's not clear that it came from Tommy, right? Or am I just misremembering how it happens? Either way, this was new for me, at least, because I didn't remember Tommy being the one who delivered that watch. But I sat and I overthought this because of how the story between Ellie and Tommy goes and how it ends up in the later parts of the story. And I just overthought it. That's all. This is a really pretty shot. A lot of cinema. This episode was just like visually stunning. I didn't include it because if you want to go appreciate all the beautiful scenic shots that they had of their journey, go watch the episode. It's really, really stunning. You could tell that they put a lot of time and energy and just effort to make that montage of them traveling look so damn good. It just looks so good. She said the thing. Me when cookies are on the table and I want one of them. Okay, Seraphites are here. Big moment, new introduction of this new group of people that we're not like, what's happening? Why do they have scars on their face? Why are they walking through? What are they rocking? Why is their fashion so sick? So the whistles were incredible. It really felt like a Seraphite sound, and the wardrobe killed it, and I love the special effects makeup. And so there's a Nepo baby who got to ask for a hammer one single time and gets the hammer. And it just reminds me of season 1 when all Ellie wants is a weapon, which would make sense, and all Ellie gets is no. So it just made me feel like this was a Seraphite Nepo baby. And we're not gonna even go past that because I made that meme in my head as we were watching the episode and didn't know the future. Hey, Scott. Hey, shut up about the corn, Scott. This fucking guy, bro. This fucking guy turned this into a Parks and Rec episode. What is he even on about? Months. So here's the thing. What's bro's name? Seth? I made a lot of memes this episode, so a lot of it's just like silly, goofy. And we'll come back to Seth because he's sort of the last thing I want to talk about. But this shot of Ellie, it's so loaded. Ellie is having this battle in her head of like, oh, this fucking guy. He was so awful to me and Dina. And Joel stood up for me against him. And even though I was mad at Joel, right now looking back, I look at this guy and I'm like, yeah, I wish Joel would have like hit you harder, whatever. But then she's also like, he's the only one advocating for this other than me. So like, I have to look at this guy differently. I have to. It's like an interesting moment. Me when I lie. Wait, yeah, so this is when Ellie is trying to sort of persuade the room at the town hall meeting that it's not about revenge, it's about justice. And then everyone voted and the answer was no. And then Ellie was like, gonna go anyway. And Gail and Tommy are like, almost forgot, this is the whole point. And they're just vibing so fucking hard, man. I wanted to be there. I wanted to go to that baseball game. We had an appearance from one of our favorite characters, Workbench. Yes, dude, yes. Workbench are so back. I am noticing, just for chatters and VOD watchers later and everything, there's a slight delay. Type 1. Jesus Christ. I noticed something was off. Anyway, we have Workbench. Man, a delay for this sort of thing sucks because then I have to like wait. What's the reaction, chat? Oh man. Anyway, I was browsing for lo-fi the other day and I took the screenshot because it looked good. Yeah, I'm waiting for the laughs. All right, so stunning. This was stunning. There were so many different angles. They shot the hell out of this scene, man. They shot the hell out of this scene. I wonder how many golden hours they had to have call time for because they shot the hell out of this scene. I loved all the angles. It was a very emotional but like empowering scene. It was sort of closure for Ellie. Ellie got to say one last goodbye. And this actually to me felt like a little nod to the game. Like, hey, this is sort of a video game POV right here. We're like standing behind at an angle. This might be how the cinematic ends and now you're playing. So this to me felt really cool. I like that. This wasn't clear to me right away. I had to really rack my brain. Ellie puts some coffee beans on Joel's gravesite and then locks in right after. And there's a little callback there to that moment when they're camping in season 1, episode 4, and how Ellie's like, you drink this? This is disgusting. Yeah. But yeah, so this right here, this is the headline of this episode. To me personally, it's this transformation we see of Ellie going from angsty teen victim of a tragedy, lost her dad figure, lost the most important person who had been in her life, to has this purpose now. And it will see nothing but this being accomplished. Just makes this full transition. She got what she needed and she's ready to go. Also, this scenery to me looked really, really familiar. Just the way they chose to color it. Specifically, I think the way they colored it. Some more lo-fi suggestions if you're looking for lo-fi streams. I just want to include some. People are always asking what my playlists are. Here's another one of my playlists. I'm gonna run with this joke for as long as I absolutely can. This was just a sweet ass picture. She looks like a badass in this shot, like holding the gun, got the holster leg strap. She's investigating what she gonna see. She got the half pony up, half down, like she's locked. She just looks so cool here. Horrible, chilling visual of the child we saw earlier dead, as we come to learn that all of those Seraphites that we watched and were introduced to are dead and probably had a brutal time dying. This shot of Ellie looking at this child, to me, felt like Ellie looking at what could have happened in an alternate universe for her, or what could have happened if maybe, say, Joel survived and she was the one that got or something. But just this moment of her looking at this child be dead as a child is so, it's like Ellie's just like, all right, well, I hope I fucking find Abby, because if I don't, that's gonna be me, basically. Oh yeah, sorry. The reason people are calling that child who died in a TV show, so after they died, they stood up and they got handed a drink and they ate some chips and they got some water and then they queued up for work again an hour later. Like, that child's fine. The reason they're calling that child the Nepo baby is because I said it was a Seraphite Nepo baby because they asked for a hammer once and got it. Yeah, so anyway, so this is what it feels like to play Grounded. This honestly, the delay is making this so hard, bro. This feels like I'm losing my mind a little bit. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'm just gonna lock in with my self-confidence, specifically. We've reached the finale or thesis of our episode discussion, which is TO. As you probably guessed, that stands for what would Joel think of this handshake? So this is more about Seth. Seth is a guy which every person who watches this and is rooting for Ellie does not like and has reason to dislike. And we now find Ellie making a deal with the devil in a way, right? Going back on, I don't know. I'm not saying he's all bad, and I'm not saying Ellie's all bad for shaking his hand, and I'm not saying Dina's good or Joel's good. I mean, there's so much gray in this universe, which is what makes the relatability so strong. It's because that's how life is. So we all know this guy. We have all met a Seth in our life. He might be some of our dad, and he might be someone who we met once and won't forget, or something, you know, whatever. We've all met this guy. And so you see him have this like aggressive, ignorant moment at the dance, and he gets checked. And then you see him apologize and hand the sandwich off. And he's like, I'm really sorry. And then you see him double back where he's like, fuck it, I don't have anything to lose. And then he gets into this town hall and really fucking literally gnashes his teeth. Like, he just becomes really ugly about it. And he starts to just like cause a scene where he's attacking people, and it's all very hateful. And Ellie shakes his hand. And I'm just curious, like, what does Joel see this handshake and think to himself? And I know that's like a weird sentence, but I think it's important to remember the effect Joel had on Ellie and Ellie's decisions, and how this is very much symbolic of Ellie choosing her own path. So I don't know. And I'm now also in my Tumblr era, so enjoy this piece of art. Thank you for watching my presentation on season 2, episode 3 of The Last of Us. We'll be back next week with more lo-fi recommendations and maybe some more screenshots of Seth. Yeah, good time. What about Hot Jesse? Just go watch the episode again. What do you need me for? What do you need me for? Just go watch him.